Hey, here we are. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, the BMD. We're on Rogers Television. We're live Zoom today, interviewing a very interesting band, a tribute band of Supertramp called the Tramp of the Century. One of my favorite bands growing up. I'm an older guy and saw the real band twice. Very excited, Roger. If you could certainly tell the viewer and the listening audience your name and a bit of your background and how you got started in the industry.
Yes, my name is Roger Leclerc. I'm a French Canadian living in Montreal area, and since I was a kid, I was a big fan of Supertramp, and I kind of travel a lot with the recording studio and other musicians along the years. And when the era of the musical box tribute band uh, were getting started, I started to myself that I could do a Supertramp tribute band, and I've been doing this since the last 16 years now.
So, loving the band Supertramp, like millions of others have, other than loving the band, obviously, why Supertramp instead of the Rolling Stones or AC/DC? Why tribute, and why did you feel you could do the great job you're doing?
Well, especially of the fact that Supertramp had a big influence, especially in the Quebec region, in the province of Quebec. I mean, all the band members special attachment with the people in Quebec, and that's why they they've been in Quebec so many times, and especially for the Jarry Park event, that they were there in July '79 for 2 days, and it was sold out. It was so crowded, and I was there. And, I was not supposed to be there because I was too young, but I was there, and, and I believe that's the main reason. I mean, I remember being at school at the radio of the school, and Supertramp was always in the speakers playing it on and on and on, and so that's why. And I do remember that my generation, because I'm 62, I noticed that there's so much tribute band, and there was none of Supertramp. So I said, well, if anyone can do that, I mean, I know well, I didn't know the piano parts since then, but I had to learn it, and I've been working on it because a big influence of the piano playing the way Rick Davies do, and it got me into it, and so I decided to go along with that.
So, before Supertramp, were you a top 40 cover band playing local bars, local venues?
Yeah, I did that for a while in the '80s, but I was more fascinated by the recording studio. So I built my own recording studio at my place. I've been doing that for 15 years. And then, the high technology of iPad and stuff like that. So it kind of down the business a little bit because most of the musicians now are recording at themselves at home. So I said, okay, well, maybe it's time for me to stop doing recording studio and making albums. So I said, well, let's go back on the road. And, timing was good. Timing was bad for the recording studio, but the timing was good for going back on the stage. So
Interesting.
it
I've
kind
got
of,
a shot in the dark
yeah,
question for you. We've never met, but
yeah.
I saw your face. You looked familiar. Did you ever play downtown Montreal, the annual, I'm going to say Labor Day in September, the street party where they closed the street off and they had a rock band come in at night playing top 40 mix and that? You remind me of the lead guy. My son had a football scholarship, and we would go to Montreal when they would play McGill or the other Montreal universities. But you looked like the lead guy on that street band that night. The whole weekend was closed off for this street party. Were you ever in that
Okay,
street
okay.
party?
Well, no, it wasn't me.
Well, maybe there's another look-alike.
Yeah, maybe. Well, people say there's always a lookalike of each and every one of us. So I believe I might be that guy. No, I
Well,
was. I remember.
anyways,
I remember
remember
Joe.
remember
I
it was a
remember
shot in
playing
the dark
in.
question.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I remember playing on was called the Peel Pub, and I remember playing a few times over there
Okay.
with a kind of a blues rock band with three-piece band.
Yeah.
Probably in the 80s, I was playing there, but I don't recall playing outside. I was just playing at the Peel Pub,
It
So.
might be a mystic moment in my mind. Who knows? I get lots of different vibration. Listen, how did you form the band? Tell the listeners and viewers that process, how you selected your bandmates.
And you know what? I got many friends who are musicians because I'm a musician. I got some friend musicians, and my first thought was, come. I put an ad on the KGG because I wanted to have a new freshman, and it took about something like 8 months just to audition all the drummers that came to my place. So because I wanted to have a really special drummer who was playing like Dogi was playing, and he had he was playing really laid back drumming playing, and I wanted to have something like that. So I was very specific on certain point, and it took me a while, something like 15 months before I got the band together, and it was really nice for me that make sure that everybody get along together.
In reading your reviews from your fans and different bases preparing for the interview today, most of the reviews made me feel practice makes perfect because they talked about how authentic the reproductions of the songs were and the detail in the shows. But what I want to ask you was there was a comment numerous times about an aspect of humor. Tell us about the humor. Where did the humor come from? What is the humor? Are you cracking jokes during the performance or ad lib a little bit on that comment? Your fans keep saying, and a touch of humor. What is the humor?
Well, actually, started doing the rehearsal of the band, and then getting the show together. I bought something like, I don't know, something like 15 DVDs of Supertramp concert because I really want to reproduce the a bit like Musical Box did with the Genesis one, and I noticed that much static on stage. Supertramp. I mean, they were great performers and all that stuff, but it kind of that Roger and Rick Davies, Roger Hudson and Rick Davies didn't, really talk to each other during the show. So John Halliwell was the comic guy on the scene. And I say, well, that's an aspect because if John Halliwell didn't do something, I mean, it would have been, a flat concert, great
Yeah.
music, but so we started developing a little bit. Say, okay, let's make a 2.0 version of a Supertramp tribute band with making the people participate in that sense of humor. So we
Yeah.
got a few guys in the band that no, not going too crazy because we want to respect the music of it, but just make sure that we're having fun and just together. We're having a ball, playing together. So it's easy to have that sense of humor, though.
So it seems like it's a big part of the show because the fans, your fans, commented on it. It's a nice blend with the music and it makes them feel that like they're really at a Supertramp show. So congratulations, you have that
Thank you.
aspect going. And I, as Scott and I have talked many times, I enjoy the tribute band scene, and I look for, I believe, as Scott does when he's booking, the bands, how authentic they are and how they relate to the audience. So, staying with the thought of the audience, what can the audience expect in a Tramp of the Century concert?
Well, actually, we kind of reproduce the same set list that the 79 Breakfast in America tour, with some, some different aspect, because they were doing, one song of Roger Hudson and one song of Rick Davies and one song of Roger Hudson, and they were playing the set list like that. Concert of an hour and a half, it kind of had some ups and downs, so we kind of take the same song but we reblend it in two parts, because in theater we have to say, okay, there's set number one and set number two, so we have to play a little bit with it, but we start with the same song that Supertramp did, and we finish with the same song that Supertramp were ending the show. So we really try to reproduce the same introduction, the same finally of the songs, because some songs were finished on a fade out on the LPs. So we had to figure out a way to ending the song. So we just did the live concert version of what Supertramp did, and well, actually, it's the 79 Breakfast in America tour that we really try to reproduce with the tone and with the sound also, and with all the voices.
On the album Supertramp, the original band played, do you have a favorite album or performance? Every night when it comes on, you get a little butterflies or goosebumps or excitement?
Well, to be honest, playing Fools Overture for me, it's a privilege. It's an 11-minute song. I mean, it's a classic. It's like playing Stairway to Heaven. If you are in a Led Zeppelin tribute, it's a must to play. And every time I'm playing that song, I remember when I was a kid of 15 years old listening to that song saying to myself, I'll never be able to play that song because it was so hard work to do. A couple of years later, I'm playing it for the last 16 years, and it's a great moment. And it's a great moment for the fans also, because they always say, well, they play that song, will it be the same? Will it be the same energy and the same emotion of the real one? And the reaction is amazing. This one, and of course, the Crime of the Century, the ending of the show. I mean, it's a big, big, big moment for me playing those two songs.
So what keeps you going? It's been successful for many, many years. How many more years is it going to keep going? I
That
feel your passion, your excitement. Are you a timepiece and it's endless?
well, actually, a couple of maybe 2 years ago, I said to my guys, because all the crew and the musician were 10. So every year when I'm doing some booking for my show, I say, "Are you guys gonna still following me? Because I'm booking some show for the next year, for the next 2 years." Because I said to myself, well, maybe my fans are getting older and maybe they won't be able to come. I don't know, but as long as the people want that concert, and we're a good selling tickets venue, so I mean, we got some, sold out concert everywhere in Quebec and sometimes in Ontario. So, well, as long as the people want, I'm not able, I can't stop, because we're still enjoying it and people seems to have some encore.
Good answer. And if somebody wants to connect with you, tell us your social media ID.
Well, I still have a website, with travelofthecentury.com, which people can, connect to us. But I have to admit that in the last 5, 6 years, people usually connect with me on the Tramp of the Century Facebook page, which is the
Okay.
new media. I mean, if I do a concert, the next day I'm gonna get lots of comments on the Facebook medium instead of the website. Even in the website, you have a a space that you can have your comment on it and stuff like that. But both are good, and that's the best way to reach out to reach us. And well, usually at the end of a concert, I always make sure that I'm going to meet the people at the exit to make sure to be just to thank the people that they come to listen to us. I mean, we always take time to see the fans at the end of the concert. We don't stay in our little room and say, "Well, we did a good job." We always go out, meet the people, have a little chat with them, talking about their passion of Supertramp and our passion too, and to make sure that we're just ordinary people, like people. We're workers too, but we love to take time with the fans and talk about music and that great era was the 70s.
Well, listen, it's nice to see that you leave it out all on stage for your fans, because anything I reviewed or saw, they're in love with you. We're in love with you too. Thanks for taking the time on a busy weekend, I assume, and we appreciate it greatly. And we'll catch up another time. Stay well, my friend.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks. We're into one of my favorite parts of the show. My sidekick, of course, owner, operator, and partner of Blackrose Entertainment. And we call this Scott's Corner. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And tell us, do you have a new shirt on?
Well, for today it's new,
Your wife.
but doing great. Wife's great. We're
I want to know, did you pick that shirt for today's show, or did your wife?
oh no, I just pulled something out of my drawer.
See. Well, look, that great smile's up on stage. You're looking good there. What's been happening in your world? Tell us a little bit about you and the wife. Tell us a little personal before we get into the business side. People are asking. I was in the mall the other day and I got stopped saying, "Hey, BMD, is that you?" Yeah. And they said to me, "Love that segment, Scott's Corner. What's going on?" I said, "You got to watch. Another episode's coming up." So you are a star in the making. And one guy said to me, "Why do you call him Mr. Community?" Maybe you want to start there.
Oh, Mr. Community. Yeah. Well, honestly, everything ends up going back to what we used to do anyways. When something comes up in the community and people ask us, to volunteer, we're out there helping wherever we can. Not everybody needs a helping hand, and sometimes, a few minutes here or there, a few hours here or there, couple days, time, even giving, like for our company, handing out tickets, like giving donation for prizes, for fundraisers and everything else. We do all that throughout the community. People reach out to us and we go from there, and we have a list. We usually don't turn too many people down. So
Have you been stopped walking around Durham region? People saying, "Hey, you're that guy."
we have I think they nicknamed us now Mr. and Mrs. Blackrose. So that's what they call us out there.
Uh, Last time we talked, we were on a Zoom call because you were about to put a shovel in your head and dig out of the Regent Theater. How's the snow status today over there?
Well, looking outside, I see grass, which is a good thing. The sun's out. That's a positive thing too. So temperatures are up and down, but it's looking pretty good right now.
So the shovels are going.
Well, the shovels never disappear in Canada until at least the end of May.
What is going on with Blackrose Entertainment right now?
Oh, geez, we just finished this past weekend was a busy one. We had David Wilcox at the Regent Theater.
How'd that go?
Packed house, 600 people.
Wow.
That man, just his voice never changes. He's such an entertainer, great artist. The
Legend,
people,
legend.
the people just love him. And he came out in the lobby after the show, which he doesn't do as much, but he did a meet and greet with everybody in the lobby. And man, there's a lot of people that left really happy.
Did he sign autographs, or it was just
Oh
hello?
yeah, he was signing autographs, signing his CDs, signing what people brought, signing T-shirts that they bought, hats, everything.
Wow.
It was a really good show. And that was I believe that was Thursday night.
Is that something that usually happens, or that was out of
Um,
the wall?
that was actually I think they decided on that during the day. They were going to do the meet and greet after, so it was on the fly kind of thing, and it worked out really well. Everybody was, so respectful. Everybody's respectful when they come in and see the artist. It's really good.
Now, Tramp of the Century's coming up in numerous locations. Can you tell your fan base what's happening there, how they can make it work?
We start off. We have 4 shows with them. I think this is their first time this deep into Ontario. They are from Quebec, but they start off in Lindsay at the Flato Academy Theatre. Then they're at the Regent Theatre on April 4th. April 5th, they're back in Kingston, and then they're on their way home, and we stop off at the Shakeman Center in Ottawa. So there's 4 shows with them, back to back to back to back. Again, you've seen the video, you've seen everything. These guys are good. These guys are really, really good.
Are they a tough act to book, getting that many dates?
Trying to get those dates where we were, back and forth, getting our schedules all aligned and everything. But Roger, who we just met, is really easy to work with.
Yeah.
Actually, he was laid back there talking about the Tramp of the Century, but he does a lot of other stuff. He's got a Bryan Adams tribute that he does. He has it's actually the Bryan Adams is called Cut with a Knife. And the other one that he does, and I'm sure you've heard of it, it's called The Box.
Okay.
That's his production, The Box. They've been around for 30 years now. That's an original act. So, and as I'm talking about that, I'm probably going to be bringing them to the Regent in July, I think July 12th or 13th, with the Kings.
Okay. So what else is going on with Blackrose Entertainment? We've covered the Tramp of the Century coming in. David Wilcox, you've had a big hit. What else? What else? What's hot right now?
You know what? Most of the shows are hot. There's we just finished this weekend. We had Wilcox. And I'm trying to remember the second show we had just before. Oh, we had Simply Queen in Meaford. That was last night. So we were up in Meaford yesterday.
How'd that go?
So it was a sellout show again, every time. And things just keep building and building. So we had another one up there, one of our favorite shows, Grease, the live concert tribute. That was in the new theater that we're working out of, which is Kingston, called the Spire. It's an old Presbyterian church.
Okay.
And acoustics are amazing in there. The people that we got a lot of comments from the Grease Cruise and a lot of comments from the audience saying how they loved the show. Everything was so great in that place. They felt like they were part of the show because the stage sits down low and it's almost like it's part of the audience. So
what's happening? Reschedule. We're about to bust in. Of course, moving out of March shortly. How is March wrapping up? And please lead us into what's going on in April.
Well, March, we have a few shows coming up. We had to, as you know, we're touring Gatto this year, his 50th anniversary, and I believe we have 15 shows with him right now across Ontario. We're actually going from pretty much from Ottawa all the way through to Sarnia now. So we have like 23 theaters we're in, not all with Gatto, but with all different acts and different shows. We have that's coming up. We have ELO Experience coming up in Midland. Again, it's another sold out show. It's called Strange Magic. It's actually the same people that do another show, which is called Dreamer. But Rich Hamlin's a real good producer of shows, and that's coming up. We have Rod Stewart, Forever Young, featuring Doug Vardy. If you haven't seen this man perform the Doug Vardy show, Forever Young concert, you've got to go see him. He's really good. He does costume changes and the whole thing. It's like all the Rod Stewart stuff. So.
What about a little teaser? Is there a sneak peek or a teaser? Or how can we turn on the audience and viewers to keep coming back to see Blackrose Entertainment and Scott's Corner?
We have something coming up in August.
Okay.
Which hasn't been announced yet.
Okay. Tease me.
He is... the man doesn't tour as much as he used to.
Okay.
He's more a producer of a lot of other artists, of their songs and everything else. And he's a writer, singer, songwriter and everything. But his songs are usually sung by somebody else. And he is in a few theaters. I could give you a couple theaters that he's in right now, like Meaford and a couple theaters that, so they can find out who this person is that's coming in.
I put you on the spot, but look that's my job. I gotta get Scott's Corner maxed right out. We're being out of time here. How can people connect with you quickly?
BlackroseEntertainment.ca or on our Facebook page, Blackrose Entertainment Canada.
Once again, fabulous job, my friend. We did it again. We even ran out of time. That means we're talking too much. Time. Give us a thumbs up, everybody. That's Scott Templeton of Blackrose Entertainment. Look him up. Book the shows. He and his wife are big time in the world right now. Thanks again. We'll see you next episode. Hey, folks. The BMD here on my show, Meet the Band. If you or your group would like to be a guest on the show, email us at thebmdpodcast@gmail.com. See you then.